Hi Kelly's, it's your island dog Winnie, and I'm back with more business tips for my fellow entrepreneurs and aspiring business owners. In this week's video, we're talking about professional communication. So whether you're a business owner or an employee and you just want to get some do's and don'ts on professional communication in the workplace, or you simply want to have a better understanding of how you can have better communication, this video is for you. So I suggest you grab your book, your notepad, whatever is suitable. Get comfortable, okay? Get comfortable and watch this video in its entirety. Now, let's talk business. Alright guys, so by the title of this video, you already know we're talking all about professional communication. But firstly, if this is the first time you're seeing my face and you just happen to stumble across this video, first off, thank you for stumbling. Secondly, hi, my name is Winnie, your favorite island dog. I suggest you watch this video in its entirety, and if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, join the Gem family, and become one of my daddies. And be sure to hit this notification bell right next to it so you can stay notified of when I post new content for plus size fashion, must-have affordable finds, wellness tips for women dealing with PCOS, if I do PCOS myself, business tips, and sometimes a bumble of random. Okay? Also, be sure to check out my storefront Island Dog Co. Link is in the description below. As always, we have new merch, guys. For all my coffee and tea lovers like myself, I have a new graphic mug and I'm calling it Yes Sweet Lips. Yep. You know, from the Caribbean, we don't say your, we say ya. So it's Yes Sweet Lips. So head on over there and grab yourself one. Be sure to tag me in your photos on Instagram at TM Island Doll if it's for my personal one, and for the business one for Island Doll Co, that is Island Doll Co. Okay, so let's talk business. Let's get into this video. Alright guys, so like I stated in this video, we're talking professional communication. And this video is going to be rather short and sweet because I'm giving you the basics, the one-on-one on how you can professionally communicate yourself in the workplace or wherever you think it fits. Now, let me start off by saying this. I feel as though a lot of persons, especially younger persons, make the mistake of thinking in order to present yourself professionally in any situation, it's 95% relied on your appearance. Now, that plays a huge part. However, that percentage, in my personal opinion, in my personal experience, is a bit out of whack. Because what I've realized is presenting yourself professionally, yes, deals with your appearance, but most of that, the heavy weight of that, relies on how you present yourself intellectually in a conversation. So we're going to jump right into this and kick this off with the do's and the don'ts. So let's go. So on my professional communication list, the number one do, and this is very, very important, is to listen. Part of communicating is not just talking, it's also listening. You want to be able to hear what the person you're talking to is saying. It shows how intuitive you are, how involved in the conversation you are. So obviously the don't would be overbearing the conversation, like overwhelming it. And this is a huge pet peeve of mine because I've noticed a lot of times persons feel as though to present themselves professionally, they have to unleash their intellect by trying to get everything in they've gained knowledge over or whatever have you into that conversation at once, and that can be overbearing. It's very distasteful, and it's sad to say a lot of people don't realize that overbearing conversation, over talking the person, not listening. And what ends up happening is you tend to put your foot in your mouth, and sometimes you can't pull that back. So it's best to listen to what that person is saying. Don't just talk, so that you can have a decent banter, a back and forth, a real good standing of, okay, this person not only knows what they're talking about, they can hold a conversation and have a good rebuttal. So the number one do is to listen. On to the next do. So the second do on my professional communication list is to mind your language. Now this is strictly for a professional setting Because if you're around family and friends, you can be more chill, you can be more relaxed and talk however you feel comfortable. But in a professional setting, a workplace, you have to mind your language. That means be more grammatically correct, which goes into the don't. Do not use slang. Do not use profanity. And that one should go without saying. But for some reason, people tend to take their personal communication with friends and family, that relaxed feeling, speaking however they want, and bring it into a professional workplace. Have you ever gone into a store and you've heard an employee just talking however they feel, all crazy, using profanity, and a customer hears it as a representation of not only that employee, but because they have on that uniform, it represents the company as well. So you shouldn't use slang. Try to use full out sentences. That does not mean you have to be robotic. You can be humanized, but still be grammatically correct. And absolutely no profanity because it's very distasteful. Like it's very tacky and it should not be in a professional setting. So the second do is mind your language. Be mindful of the language that you use. On to the next. Okay, so my third tip on my professional communication do list, especially when you're talking to coworkers, which this one can be a bit tricky because yes, you want to be professional in the workplace, however, you're not necessarily talking professional with your coworkers, is to choose topics that are more inclusive. And you're going to understand it better when I speak to you on the don't part of this do, which is to stay away from derivative topics. And one of the main ways you can do that is by not bringing your personal business into the workplace. It can tend to trigger sensitivity, create a wall of awkwardness. So this tip is more so on how to better your communication with others. And I kid you not, it will be way easier for you if you choose more inclusive topics. And one of them is not bringing your personal business into the workplace. It causes, like I say, tension sometimes, and sensitivity and awkwardness, and you don't know where to go from there. The conversation will become stagnant because nobody wants to cross that line, and it's an awkwardness. So stay away from derivative topics. Okay, so my fourth and last tip on my do list for professional communication is to be mindful of your tone. Now, I made mention of this like little bit earlier on when I was talking about being grammatically correct, that you don't have to sound robotic. Yeah, you can be humanized. So you want to be mindful of your tone, of your projection, on how you sound when communicating with someone. And the don't part of that is not being mindful of your tone. Sometimes you can come across aggressively, you can come across dehumanized, very robotic, sounding fake, a forced exuberance. Like everything is Fiji. No, you want to be humanized in the conversation so it's more realistic. It sounds more authentic when speaking to someone. So you want to be mindful of the tone you have when communicating with someone, especially in a professional setting, and better yet, in any form of communication, especially if you're trying to better your communication in general. You want to be mindful of your tone. But that is it for this video, guys. I hope these 4 tips have helped you on how you can better communicate professionally, how you can have a better communication, whether it's in the professional field or not. If so, please leave a comment down below. And if you'd like me to make more business tips like this for you guys, more videos related to communication, or any type of video in general, do comment down below. But until next time, guys, remember to be you unapologetically, and I will see you in the next video.